Salutations, YouTube, and welcome back to another episode of Foxx Plays Kerbal Space Program, the 365-day challenge. So this is going to be the beginning of the Block 2 missions, the mission Block 2, and so Bill, who is still stuck on the moon in KL3, has done a bit more research and a bit more work. Sunrise. He's done a little bit more research and a little bit more work studying his samples. And he is ready to report that we have discovered carbonite on the moon. Very exciting. So carbonite is of course kind of related to kethane. In that it is added by a mod, and it can be collected from various sources and refined in various ways to turn it into fuel for your rockets. So the discovery of carbonite on the moon is very important for the space program. Very important. So yeah, the KSC has since had a party, and but then all day and all night they were on a conference call with Bill, who was on the moon, and Bill and Bob and Jebediah got into a whole bunch of arguments about what this means for the space program, what's to be done, and Bill, the scientist that he is just dying to know where else carbonite can be found in the solar system. You know, where is it? Where is all this carbonite? So he wants to start a whole series of interplanetary probes. And we'd start, with the moon and Minmus, and eventually go to like Duna and stuff with these probes to find carbonite. Whereas Bob, being the engineer, is like, no. We've found carbonite. That's the important bit. So now, what we should do is we should build some infrastructure in space to, collect and refine and move the fuel about. Or the carbonite, as the case may be, depending on various density issues. But now all this is going on, Jebediah is kind of keeping his mouth shut. He's still very keen on the manned missions that the Kerbals might undertake. But that the last two missions have not exactly gone well. We're on the third generation of Bob already, so he's keeping his mouth shut. But he's very gung ho about these new projects. Very eager to help his buddies out with their endeavors. So KSC, in their infinite funding and science and wisdom, have decided to do both. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Mission Block 2 will be broken up into Mission Block 2A and Mission Block 2B. And the Block 2A is going to be station building. So we're going to build a station in orbit of Kerbin. And it's going to be much lower in orbit than ODARP. It's hopefully going to be about 120, 150, somewhere in that regime. And we're going to build another one around the moon. But we're also going to, as part of Mission Block 2B, send out probes just everywhere. But we might have infinite funds because this is a sandbox game, but KSC has decided that we don't want to waste this resource because, we took all the time to put it up here and, get it outfitted and, do some construction on it. So we're actually going to build our space station around Kerbin, or the station that will orbit Kerbin. We're going to build it around ODARP. ODARP will effectively be the first module. So what we're going to do in that case is we're going to perform a Hoffman transfer to a lower orbit using Ranger 1's main engine. So first we gotta get ourselves turned around here. We're gonna turn on RCS. So it's gonna take a while if we don't. Alright, so this Hoffman transfer will not constitute a mission for the purposes of the challenge, but we will send up the first of the new series of modules to dock with ODARP, and that will be our mission for today. So once it's in a lower orbit, we'll send it up. No, that's not what I meant. I hate this SAS! You heard me. It's so prone to user error. Like, I'm not a user who makes lots and lots of errors, but just the way that it's been implemented, it's just prone to errors. It's prone to making people make the wrong choice with disastrous consequences, as we've seen. So, I think we're going to aim for about 120 kilometers as our target orbit. Alright, and we're going to set up another maneuver. There's our maneuver. And I'm going to speed up time. So one thing that I also wanted to talk briefly about is editing. I still have not really gotten a good editing software, and I know I really need to soon here. But I've concluded that what I'm going to do for now is I'm going to use a feature of Bandicam that's called pause recording. So it basically, it's part of the same video, but it makes a pause. It does mean that I can't cut videos that are too long, but if I plan ahead, I can still kind of cut down on the length of videos. If I plan ahead, I can plan spots that I can pause and skip over boring bits. So we're just gonna get over to our maneuver node. It's saying 22 seconds. I believe it. So once again, when this Hoffman transfer is complete, which it will be shortly, we'll send up our module, which will be our mission for the day. We need to turn on RCS to keep us on target because, once again, ODARP it's very unstable. The RCS is not balanced on it very well. It looks pretty. It looks very pretty, but it's not very stable. So, where did all my lights go? I have more lights than that. These lights, there's no lights there. There's no lights there. What's going on? Oversight. So, just top up this maneuver node here. Alright, and we're going to reorient just so that we still have our solar panels getting good effect. And we are going to have to, we're doing a lot of maneuvering with ODARP, more than was necessarily planned on. It was understood that it might be used for, that ODARP could form the basis of a space station when it was being designed, but it was not intended to. Partly, we failed to account for exactly how unbalanced it was, so we've wound up burning far and away more monopropellant than was planned for. So, just going to time accelerate there. Alright, so I'm going to pause the recording here, and I'll see you on the launch pad for our the start of our mission today. And welcome back. We're on the launch pad at this point, and we've skipped ahead a little bit. We've waited about half a day. We waited through the night cycle so that we could launch at dawn, and we've lined ourselves up so that we should, I think, get very close to a rendezvous. And so throttle up. Staging looks good. All right. Now, our cargo today, or our payload today, is K-Hab. K-Hab. And it's going to be the living quarters for our Kerbin station. And it doesn't have a pod, but you notice that we are sending Kerbals up with it. No escape tower, but we live dangerously. Bob is unconcerned. So yeah, Bob has decided that he desperately needs to be on this station during construction. So he's going up in the lander cannon. He's taking his two assistants, Frodger Kerman and Philbad Kerman. Philbald. Philbald Kerman. What an unfortunate name. Why can't people name their child Kerbals properly? Like Dildred or Fremeno or whatever. Anywho, so we're starting our gravity turn. We are actually going to throttle back up to full, just because we've got plenty of delta V, especially considering that we've lowered ODARP's orbit. So if we think about ODARP and we consider the Ranger 1 vehicle to be at the aft, then the K-Hab will go to the rear right. I should know this. I should really know this. You guys have no idea how bad it is that I don't know port from starboard. Starboard, I think, because port is left. I think. I'm going to get corrected. But, oh well. But yeah, if we were looking from Ranger to the forward end of ODARP, this will be on the right-hand side and will be the docking port closest to us. Alright, so we're a little steep with our trajectory. We're going to flatten out a bit. Alright, that should do. First stage, burning nicely. This is once again our Proton, and I've updated it slightly. Once again, I'm using these decouplers from Deadly Reentry, just because I think they look much, much cleaner than the black and yellow ones that are stock. They're the right gray, not as jarring. Here's first stage cutoff. Decouple for second stage ignition. So we're now much more, I don't know, we kind of look like a flechette or something. Like an arrow. Very cool. Taking off into sunrise. Oh, forgot for a second that we're oriented in a funky direction. Because normally you have your 90 degree to your right side, so you just pitch over to the right. But we're rotated such that we need to pitch up to head east. So, got disoriented there for a second. apoapsis is rising nicely. And hopefully we'll get an encounter here. I think we've gone too early. But oh. Alright, so we're gonna have to act quick. Come on, man. So if we can get that rendezvous just straight from orbit, that'll be real nice. Alright, so we have a 3.5 kilometer encounter. I'm going to try and use my RCS to get this a little closer. Not doing much. Alright, well, I think I'm going to kind of burn down here a bit. Try and get that closer. Is our inclination off? Our inclination is off. That's a bad maneuver. Very bad. Alright, we're gonna just kind of take our apoapsis and we're gonna basically give ourselves a nice encounter. You know what? I'm going to pause the recording, and I'm going to jump back in when we have, when I have an encounter set up. So, right. Well, I'll see you in a little bit. Okay, so I'm back, and well, things didn't quite go to plan. Nothing catastrophic. Just that, well, you know. It was so close, because our target is right there. Basically, I'm just gonna go for a rendezvous, just straight from here. And I dump my other stage and my fairings on a suborbital trajectory. So, it's a little hard to see. But we're gonna... Alright, and we're gonna orient retrograde. That's not fast enough. So I'm going to need to orient prograde again. You're burning tons and tons and tons of RCS because why not? Alright, that should be enough velocity to just carry us straight there. Yep, encounter 0.6. So if we just null out our velocity when we get there, that should be enough. Alright, so I'm going to speed up time slightly. And there we go. Yep, very, very tricky to steer this thing because, again, it's unbalanced. I know. I need to start building my stuff, more balanced, but I just... when I want to build something that looks good, I want to build something that looks good. Stop flipping me around, SAS. Just the SAS is just, it's so useless. I'm going to try and null out our velocity before I Alright. Point us prograde. That's not right. Alright, point us at the target. That's what I meant. I hate this SAS. It's neat and all, but it's like just by being there, I've completely forgotten how to use SAS properly. Come on, turn around. Faster than that. Alright, point at the station again. Jeez, I'm crow. This is... I tried out these new thrusters, and they're five direction. So forward, back, left, right, and radial, essentially, from where they are. And they're terrible. They're terrible, and the SAS is terrible, and I hate them, and they're just, I can't use them. I hate you, point retrograde. Awesome. We're gonna hit because the SAS just cannot make up its mind. Jeez, some crow. I'm out of electric charge. Alright, let's see if we can salvage this. Is there anything on the station that'd help? Okay. Bob, EVA. Oh boy. Alright, so right now we need to get back to our ship and plug in this battery desperately, and hopefully we can recover this mission. Alright, we need to deploy our solar panels as soon as we get here. How are we doing on? Okay, we're okay. Alright, and... Okay, well, that was very stressful. Alright, so I'm going to take a quick break, and my goodness. So let me just take a quick break here, and I'll be right back. Alright, and I'm back. So... And our RCS is basically no help to us at all, because it's just useless. Alright, we're going to use our engine again to try and get close to the station. But we're going to have to do this quick, because even with cuts, this is still up to half an hour. I could get there on RCS, but This SAS is going to get me killed. It's just terrible, is what it is. It's just bad. Anybody who likes this SAS is, I don't know what they're thinking. I am glad that I did make the cuts, though, just because this would have been impossibly long if I had made no effort. Alright, we're going to select the correct docking port, and there it is. Alright, this has a probe core. This will have enough charge to orient and deorbit itself. That's a beautiful shot, I think. Very nice. And once it hits the retrograde mark, we'll and send that off on a suborbital trajectory. Okay. Alright. So now we need to orient ourselves. We have like no torque. Okay. Well, that's good to know. I was actually considering for quite a while putting gyros on this, but I wound up not doing it. Now I wish I had, because my torque is very, very low with just this spacecraft. A lot of the torque was in the probe that was on the upper stage. Alright, and If we can get this even remotely close to docked, I'll be a happy camper. Well, look at the Kerbals, at least they're happy. And sorry if this has gotten a bit dark. We're now on the night side. It's taken a lot longer than I expected. And alright, and we look to be going fine. Alright, still closing. Sorry, the controls are so backwards. Like I have to hit left to go right and right to go left, but up to go up and down to go down. It's infuriating. Oh, finally. Docked. Okay. That was a heck of a mission. My goodness. Oh. So even with me doing some cuts, that's still probably clocked in at around 45 minutes. So I'm sorry for that, but I'm a lot of stress today, so I had to get this done, and I can't do another take. So, well, hope you enjoyed. I know it got very, very long towards the end, but all right. Well, that's our mission for today, and that's the kickoff to Block 2 of our missions for the Kerbal Space Program 365-day challenge. Been Foxonius. Hope to see you next time.